to This Week on 33rd Street. I am your host, Senior Sports Editor Stephen Kenneth Titans. With me, of course, is Holden Walter Tater McGinnis and Ian Lamar Wennick. So today we are going to discuss Penn football taking on Princeton, the third to last game of the year. And Penn is coming off of a rain-soaked defeat on homecoming to the Brown Bears of Providence. So Ian, you were there in just what we might want to call a not very well played game. Can you just take us through, in short form, what happened?
Well, it was pretty miserable. Homecoming attendance was down about 60%. No one really showed up because of the rain. And Penn football just got punched in the mouth on both sides of the ball in the trenches. The offensive line had no answer for Brown's pass rush. They were getting pressure with 4 men consistently. They could not get any momentum going on the ground game. Now, part of this was due to the fact that they lost a lot of depth at tight end due to injury, and those players are coming back this week. But there was nothing up the middle and out and to the outside, and it forced Penn to go one-dimensional and throw these underneath routes that could generate any scoring, and that's why Brown kind of took this game going away.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Penn has a lot of places where they need to improve. I mean, any 1-6 team would have a lot of places where they need to improve. And so I think that, you wrote a pretty solid column this week just about how a lot of it is in the trenches at the line of scrimmage is where they need to get going. So Holden, what are we looking for going into this Princeton game? What are we looking for Penn? And what are we looking for from them, the Tigers of Princeton, New Jersey?
I mean, I think this is definitely not the same Princeton team we saw last year. This isn't a Princeton team that's particularly contending for the Ivy League title after that.
Only one game back, though.
Only one game back, but that loss to Harvard's pretty debilitating. You can't lose 49-7 and have too much of a shot at that title. So, I mean, this clearly isn't the exact same Princeton team we saw last year. You've got Quinn Epperly, who had one of the best seasons in recent memory last year. Been injured on and off this year, and
when he's been playing, he hasn't been particularly good.
Exactly, but I mean, Princeton still got a pretty potent offense with DeAndre Atwater. You got to look; they got to get him a bit more involved in the passing game. I mean, you call a spider 2 wide banana, and he has the potential to go off on any given play. I think on Penn's side, you got to look to shutting down the running game, and the quarterback play might not be the strong point for Princeton, but Penn's defense has been questionable at times, and I mean, for the Quakers, it's got to be getting that ground game going. As Ian said in his column, the trenches have been a real question mark, and if you can't get that ground game going, you're not going to win a game when Torgerson has to throw 50 times.
Okay, so Ian, player of the game and your prediction.
My player of the game, I'm going to have to go with DeAndre Atwater, who is running back for Princeton, who's averaging a solid 8 yards per carry. I think he's not going to live up to 8 yards per carry on Saturday, but he's going to do enough to help Princeton control the clock and get another win. I'm going to say Princeton's going to take this one 34-13, but in a game that'll look a bit closer than the score, we'll say.
Okay, Holden, same question to you.
Yeah, like Ian, I mean, DeAndre Atwater is probably going to be the difference maker in this one. I mean, Penn's been struggling just stopping everyone on defense, and Atwater's that sort of dynamic player that'll get a couple big plays on them. I'm going to call it a 34-17 for Princeton. It's not going to be too close, but I mean, Penn's still going to have a little bit more offensive success than they've had the past couple games.
All right, and I'm going to say Anthony Gaffney from Princeton, a close personal friend of mine, went to the great Pennington school with me. But in all seriousness, though, Penn has been very reliant on the passing attack, and Anthony is, first team All-Ivy cornerback. He has the ability to make some, game-changing plays out wide at corner, really shut down one of Penn's, potent receivers, whether it's Connor Scott or Spencer Colsar. So I think that, and on top of that, special teams, he's pretty darn effective as well. So I got to go with Gaffney, and I'm going to say Princeton wins. I'm going to, everyone seems to be picking the number 34, so I'll say 34-20. I'll be slightly more optimistic than these two bozos. For Holden, for Ian, I'm Steven. Peace out, sports world.
And never throw the backside Venus on a spider 2 wide banana.